every time you start your Mac, something happens. And most people assume it's just, loading up or getting ready. But most of the time, there's a lot more going on than your Mac is just waking up. There are processes starting up before you even open a single app. Background tasks firing up before you even touch the trackpad. Surprisingly, some of them have been running on your Mac for months without you ever knowing they were here. Hey everyone, welcome back to Crazy Errors. In today's video, I'm going to show you what is your Mac doing every time it starts and how to optimize that process. Not only that, I will also share something with you that happened with me recently on this very Mac. Let's start with something common yet impactful that most people do know, just so we are all on the same page. When your Mac starts, any app listed here under login items launches automatically. You have probably seen this before. Here's what most people miss. If you scroll this page a little, this section right here, allow in the background. You see these toggles on the right side? These are apps and services that run silently in the background, even when you're not actively using them. The difference between these two sections is really important. Login items open an app. Every time you start your Mac, you will either notice these apps with a dot symbol at the bottom in the dock, or you will see dedicated windows popping up. But this section allows processes in the background, even when you're not using the actual app. So go through this list carefully. If you see something you don't use regularly or something you don't recognize, you can simply turn that toggle off. This one step alone can make a noticeable difference to how your Mac behaves at a startup. But don't go anywhere, we're just getting started. Now let me tell you something that recently happened with me on this Mac. So I installed an app Claude recently on my Mac, used it, finished working, completely normal. I was traveling for a couple of days. On return, I turned my MacBook on like I always do and left it running. I returned after a couple of hours and I noticed something shocking to me. As soon as I touch my keyboard and the trackpad, I noticed my Mac was getting unusually warm. So I open Activity Monitor. Under CPU tab, this is what I saw. The disk image of Claude that I recently installed, it was not responding. And look at the CPU column, sitting at 100% burning red. My Mac was working as hard as possibly it can to sustain that pressure. Now, why am I telling you all this? Actually, this is the perfect example of what we are discussing in this video. A background app or process you did not even start intentionally, causing immense trouble to your Mac. Now here is something else most people don't know. Beyond your apps and their background processes, macOS itself runs its own background task every time you start your Mac. And this is the real reason. Your Mac sometimes feels slow in those first few minutes after startup. So let me walk you through what's actually happening after you started your Mac. First, Spotlight. Every time your Mac starts, especially after a system update, Spotlight checks its index. If anything has changed, new files, updated apps, moved documents, it quietly reindexes everything. The process is called MDS, an MD worker in Activity Monitor. If your Mac feels slow, after startup and in Activity Monitor you see these two processes at the very top, then you must know this is exactly what's happening. It's all related to Spotlight. and it will take a few minutes to finish, so you should just leave your Mac for maybe 2 to 3 minutes and everything will get settled. Second, iCloud. The moment your Mac starts, iCloud wakes up and begins syncing. Documents, desktop files, photos, all of it gets checked and updated simultaneously. If you have a lot of iCloud data, the sync burst at the startup uses both your Mac CPU and internet connection. Third, Time Machine. If Time Machine is enabled on your Mac, it checks whether a backup is due every time your Mac starts. If it's been a while since your last backup, it may quietly begin one in the background as you're trying to start working on your Mac. So here's what all of this means together. In the first few minutes after startup, your Mac is running Spotlight indexing, iCloud syncing, Time Machine checking, plus all your login items and background processes loading, all at the same time. So after every start, your Mac is not slow, it is too busy. In a situation like this, people commonly make mistakes, including those who know their Macs very well. They will constantly restart, shut down their Mac, and wonder why it is still doing the same. So first thing, now you already know why your Mac is acting sluggish after every startup. Second, you're not giving it enough time to get settled. Now I want to show you one more layer, and that's a little bit deeper. Before we jump into this section, I want to be very clear about one thing. What I'm about to show you is for your awareness only. I don't want you to get aggressive and start deleting things. Open Finder. Now click on Go in the menu bar at the top. Now hold down the Option key on your keyboard. You will see a folder called Library appear in this list. Apple hides it on purpose because it contains system-level files that are best left alone in most situations. Inside this directory, look for a folder called Launch Agents. Every file in this folder is a process that has been set up to run automatically on your Mac. Some of these were put by Apple, and some were put by apps that you installed. Now here's the important thing to understand. When you delete an app on your Mac by dragging it to trash, the app is gone, but this small file remains on your Mac. And every time you start your Mac, this file keeps trying to run. Now you already know you uninstalled an app recently. You know the name of that app clearly and you don't need it anymore. You can go ahead and delete that specific file from this directory. So what should you do with everything what we have covered so far in this video? 3 simple things. Number 1, after your Mac starts, give it about a couple of minutes or more before you start using it. Number 2, get to System Settings and Login Items. Go through all login items, filter them carefully, remove anything unnecessary. Number 3, if your Mac ever feels unusually slow or unusually warm, open Activity Monitor immediately, sort by CPU, look for anything sitting at very high usage. In most cases, there is nothing broken, there is nothing wrong with your Mac. It's just a process that your Mac is following. If you don't know how to maintain your Mac, not only just a startup, the overall Mac health, then here's the video for you. Mac maintenance, what to do, what not to do every month. And before you click on this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe Crazyators for future tech tips, tricks, and solutions. Until next time, you take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.